Yo, he did it again and did it again and did it again. Skin pulled tight to the skull. That's the sickness. Like, the sickness is the human condition. What's going on, guys? It's Sunny Bay, Baby Gonzo, aka the motherfucking kid. You already know who it is. We're about to get into Billy Woods. I know everything about Billy Woods. Let's go. Before I begin, I do want to say check out my single. I'm gonna drop a new single pretty soon, produced by Smith+cross. So go ahead and check it out. So first Billy Woods reaction with no blunt, but we got the wax pen, so I have to do.
I think Mengistu Haile Miriam is my neighbor. Whoever brings coffee from the kitchen, some nice strange music plays, I lay in bed and listen. Downstairs I hear my mother breaking dishes, my father tripping. It's been quite bad lately, high tension, galvanized steel security fencing. To get through the day, give myself a mission. Anything will get me out the house, a blessing. His bodyguard chews cat, spits black in the rhododendron, supping wines. The hills are alive with landmines. I live in my mind, not sure what I'm looking for, but I'll know when I'm fine. My mother said, never told the truth in your life. Can't start now. Never so slowly locked up in your own house. Never told the truth in your bones. So many skeletons in the ground. When everything collapsed, he just melted to the crowd. Suitcase packed, melted down the crowd.
The name of the song, Asylum, and like that refrain that he says of like being locked up in your own house, like you're in your own space, like in your own head maybe, just stir crazy kind of. That's like the first impression I get. Ethiopia, PS. I'm not sure what it means, but so far I'm getting like it's referring to like a region, like the Niles, like Egypt, like somewhere in the Middle East, somewhere right there, and it's like describing an dark-skinned person type of thing. I'm not sure if I'm too on the dot on this, but it's like derived from the Greek name Ethiopia. Yeah, like he said, like I live in my mind, crazy, like in his mind. The asylum is, I think, himself. He locks himself up, and then he's talking about like his family too. Super interesting. Usually don't get that from Billy Woods, like specifically his mother and father. Sometimes he does talk about family, but like in the sense of like son asked me what I'd be doing in the kitchen. Kid, I'm trying to beat the fucking system. Alluding to the second verse is alluding to the first part where he mentions Mengistu. I'm not sure who that is. I think he's a ruler, and apparently there was like something that he caused like a famine, Ethiopian famine. So when he's talking about there's skeletons in the ground, there's a lot of skeletons in the ground, he's talking about like the genocide that he led to, I guess. A history lesson right now because like I'm in class, another fucking lesson from the sensei right now. I feel like a lot of stuff would pass over my head if I didn't know this, but it's just simply because like he's talking about very specific shit, and if you don't know it, if you didn't read it in a history book, like obviously you're not gonna get the reference. But always cool that people are sharing information on the internet for stuff like this.
Skin pulled tight to the skull, that's the sickness. Seeping through my leaking windows and broke fixtures. Guess who in the vestibule like, you can't smoke that hair, mister. Yeah, nah, man, you can't smoke that hair. No hard feelings, no hard feelings, no hard feelings. It's brave again and again, grinning. It's winning, it's winning, it's winning, it's winning. Brother hopped out that new car smelling like no hard feelings. Aftertaste, bitter melon and lemon peelings. I pay rent on the tent like they stealing. Like they stealing. Like they stealing. Like they stealing. Fucking nigga by the furnace in the basement. And she no show. The suite already paid for, so I towed the door and smoked dough. Coach called Drew Gold after a couple texts I left.
Yo, he did it again and did it again and did it again. The beat, it reminds me of like 80s style, but like super demented 80s nostalgia type of shit. Like almost Calvinesque, like the drive, like dun 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 dun. Like it's like progressive, but like it's building up to that. It just feels like it belongs on like Stranger Things or some shit like that. But damn, he fucking pulled through. I love that part where he says, "I hopped out the whip, smelling of no hard feelings." Shit's so fucking funny. Also, in the end, I'm not sure what he means by like, did she message him no hard feelings, or did he send that? It makes more sense that he would send that because it's no hard feelings from him to her. But, like, it wouldn't make sense her saying that to him. Oh, I didn't even notice that he starts it off with black astronaut, cop a spacesuit, and jet off my steps. It sounds exactly like that. Like it's like 2001 Odyssey. Like it's really epic. Like the beginning, it's building up. Like it feels like that. The beat, it's so dope. Skin pulled tight to the skull. That's the sickness. Like the sickness is the human condition. I really love that line. Just like being human is the disease. You could read it in like a wide variety of ways. Like we are inflicting pain, or like existence is pain. But I really love that fucking line, and especially when he says it. That's the sickness. That's fucking dope. That line too in the end when he says the home team losing at home. I understand that like it's part of like this whole narrative, but like just that line alone, I feel like it means so much more too, and it can just like represent so much. I fucking love that shit. The home team losing at home. It's really this song is so fucking poetic, but obviously that does not need to be said.
To the mouth of a river, mangrove thickets, man's soul is gnawed. Crack meat out the beast claws. Cannibal toys, they came on all fours. Waterborne eyes like jaws. Bones rid of the beach gnawed. Crack meat right out the beast claws. As the chiefs eat children, the grease drip, the meat rich. Down here it's just the money.
This is like the spiritual sequel to History Will Absolve Me. Like the topics and the vibe that it's bringing, it's exactly like that shit, which it makes so much sense because preservation's whole vibe is like I don't want to say like Eastern meditation type of shit, but it like strikes that shit. So the first, like the chorus, I think it's talking about like when the fish came from the water to like the sea, and it became like a land thing. I love that he's talking about how like it's got the eyes of the shark still, but it's walking on all fours now. The progression of predators almost. Like he starts it out with like African Queen and shit like that. You know, like there's a lot of like pride in this and hatred at the same time, but like poignant and focused hatred. African queens on the ship decks, shipwrecked Europeans swimming with the virus, shot out like God's semen, fuck the world, pox screaming, crack bones for the heathens, boat listing from the stealing, smoke drifting from holes in the ceiling, the swollen chiefs sit bickering while the meat crisp. The chiefs eat children, the grease drip, the meat's rich. Down here, it's just a muddy creek bend and twist. The bry hiss. I don't know what the fuck bry is. The fat run in rivulets. The fire spit. Again, like it shows you the new type of predators, and I feel like people already hyper focused on the shipwrecked European swimming with the virus, shout out like the god semen, which I do understand. Like okay. This is what they're spreading and shit like that. Their semen, viruses, all that. There's a lot of shit in there. But I really like the whole like later on the chiefs eating children, the grease strip, the meat's rich. Like I think this would be afterwards when everything's broiling together after the virus comes in, and everything's just like twisted up. Like what the fuck is happening here? The meat's rich.
Real observant, split second decisions, quick to kill a murder. Child of God might stray away at times, though I'm still a servant. In a loose report for a missing person. Every time I pay to connect, make a bigger purchase. Trying to run this bag up, fuck man, the bitches purchase.
Dre shot his uncle for beating his mom. Beat the case, started 11th grade like nothing was wrong. A few classmates made the news. Police pursuits. Reg flew off the dirt bike like a carton of eggs. They only gave him house arrest once they seen him disabled. Some couldn't wait to kick their kids out. Others had to do it for a gang shot up the house. And used to lock it loud. Men hate women, make up lies and spread them around. I grew up on the line between north and south. I-95, 2 airports, triangular trade routes. Everything we say mispronounced, flipped and bounced, use the wrong.
That's no shit. Now I know a fact. No.
James, I'm known to be the Boldy James hater. I think he did pull through here. I think he pulls through a lot in like features. I was not a fan of Tecmo Bo that much. But I really love this line that he says right here. I think this is like beyond Boldy. Dug down in my soul and did some soul searching. All I found was a police report for a missing person. That's really like clever in what he's saying, but also if he means like he lost himself, not literally, but maybe he's representing someone, talking about someone, not fucking self-snitching. When we don't snitch on people here, but like in this character, let's say like that he killed someone, made someone go missing, so he lost himself in that. Like because of that, he doesn't have a soul, so that's why he can't find himself. Like if he means it like that, that's really like really really clever, I think. Also the mirror image of the block, I paint the picture perfect. It's cool bar, a little bit above his punching, a little bit above what he's been punching at, so it's really cool that he stepped up here. I'm just a hater though. Billy put me on a project. Because on the bright side, they only gave him house arrest once they seen he disabled. Good lawyer. That shit's so fucking funny. I have a friend, a relative of mine, that got probation while he was like disabled, and the judge was like looked him in his face, and he was like handicapped at the time, could barely walk, and she was just like, yeah, you're gonna get house arrest. Like I just love that part. In my story, he also my relative, he sustained those injuries on a dirt bike, so it's really fucking cool that he says Reg flew off the dirt bike like a carton of eggs. Felt like Dr. Dre and like his friend. This whole story really like passed over my head. It's just like really fucking dope reading into it. Like this guy really fucking made a whole movie in a sense. Like going back to it, it's gonna be super, this whole different side of like listening to that. I really like the Central American Ubermensch is in the bed of a pickup. Really good line. Damn, people really like go into the shit. I love that. It's getting like the attention that it deserves. It's great. Holler at me, man. No meekness. You gotta remember. It's not what is said. It's how it's said, and it's like the words he uses. The words people use when they're around with. They're very, very specific, very chosen. Like for a reason.
You don't work, you don't eat. The wind didn't blow for a week. Birds fly east, searching for grain. Oh, it's not really moving if it's not moving fast. Mouth full of glass. Mom shook her head, you shouldn't wear a dead man's shoe. Nothing ever happens till it does. Muchos problemas if you don't have it for the plug. The rain starts the minute I leave. At the corner, the water waist deep.
Doldrums. I wonder what the doldrums means. I'm not sure what that means, but I know Milo Raffaello used that on Purple Moonlight Pages too. He had a song titled that. I do think this one had like a really lackluster beat. Like I was just like not feeling it. It was just and sometimes like with Billy Woods it doesn't even matter like what the beat is, because he pulls through like all the time. But I don't know, like that beat was just like annoying me. I like that he started with the you don't work, you don't eat. It's not really moving if it's not moving fast. Time piled up, but it never was enough. Time flies when you call. bluff. What do you call someone's bluff? This verse is like really like a little portrait. African water and the links of the peace. The card of 3. Pour out a double parked Jeep. The rain starts the minute I leave. At the corner, the water waist deep. It's really like a cinematic, again, storytelling. In the chorus, when like, oh, mom said you shouldn't wear dead man's shoes. That's pretty interesting. The idea of like trying to be someone that's like already dead, trying to revive art form or some type of style that's like not in your time. Disrespectful almost in a way. I just saw something recently about how like postmodern art really can't be original, and like it derives itself off the idea of like create art in a vacuum, so like everything has to be off the backs of stuff, and it can lead to good art too, but like there's no originality in that.
The future's in flying cars, it's venture dollars all absorbed. It's autonomous computers sending shooters back in time at the behest of default message board. The slave master children all looked identical. True, the future is children, but whatever future you building already look miserable. Natural beauty set. The trailer is the movie Bobby Digital. Said he had a vision, said he had a system, said he was the one true and living, said he had a mission. Fix on a simple machine, hammer in the middle, pulling it from the extreme.
Okay, hold on. Is this like some Terminator shit, but like with Afrofuturism shit?
I'll be the latter. 4,000 years after King James claimed God's great. I said I'm flattered. Time hopping like Peabody and Sherm. Eyes bleeding like Giuliani. Speaking felt little concern. Niggas got no bravery. Spells, chants, incantations, readings. Yeah, niggas saw that. Niggas thought we was rank raps and we manipulated seasons. That's no cap and all caps at the same time. Messiah was the same line.
Futures and flying cars at Rachel Dolezal absolved. Okay, let's see how people are interpreting this line. In the line Woods is saying that the future, instead of being defined by amazing ties, should be defined by the social changes that happen over time. Specifically, the social changes will be blindly progressive to the point of accepting transracialism, something universally recognized as unacceptable at the present. Damn, that's how it's being interpreted here. I wonder how other people are interpreting it, because I do no, there's a little faction of people that actually support her because of what she did in her position. She actually did good things. But, you know, transracialism is kind of like dumb. I think more of cultural appropriation and how American culture will be a boiling pot pretty soon, like more than it is right now, especially with the internet. And more things are just going to blend together, and the lines are going to be blurred towards like the idea that, you know, it's just like American culture to be like, you want to do that? Okay, yeah, whatever. But transracialism, I'm not sure it's like a thing. Like, are people killing themselves because they can't be like perceived as black even though they're white? You know what I'm saying? Like, is that, I don't think that's like a real thing. Like, interesting. Let me know what you guys think about that line, because that's a really interesting line. I want to know what more people think about this. That's really interesting, because it is funny, like, just on its surface. The future isn't flying cars, it's Rachel Dolezal absolved. If that's the future, bro, please. But, you know, like, how are people taking this? You know, that's what I'm really interested in. The movie Bobby Digital. Let's fucking go. Future cyborg coming back. He's got a mission. We're on a prison. It's like Afrofuturism, but the Terminator style. Lucid is like supposed to be the guy. He's dancing in that. I mean, he's rapping in that mindset, I think. I'm not sure. Subjugation is the mother of invention. Someone's pain is some other motherfucker's pension. Your daddy was a rich man, stole an invention. Fucking Denmark Vesey. I really love the part where he says, this that flow that got Ponzi scheme written all over it. I'm not sure what it means by it. Like, his bars are borrowing from other bars to pay off other bars. I don't know. Fuck, I don't want to rank them, but I'm gonna do it anyways. I think I'm gonna put Billy Woods first, then Mark Vesey. Reading into what he said, I appreciate it more, but I just didn't like his performance as much as I liked Lucid, which I would put in third, and then Quality Chris. Quality Chris is one of my favorite rappers, but like I gotta do it to the dude like in the bottom. Damn, this shit was really dope. I think everyone had like their own unique standout bar, but I do think like Mark Vesey ended it like really dope, and Billy Woods had like the best bars.
Some things only make sense in their time. I paid 100 for the whip, so when police took it, I never paid, no, never mind. Easy come. They looking for the vehicle, took the plates off, put it in his granny backyard, told her something believable. He got killed, he was still there for a year or two. I see it driving through, granny, bait car with the kill switch, gingerbread house full of abused kids, full of cowards, it's bound to be tension.
Damn, so at first I wasn't really fucking with like the song, cause the beat it was too calm for me, like it really really minimal. Not too much interesting there, but it made me really pay attention to the narrative that was going on. Did this old lady get popped? Like, what the fuck happened? Or it had a kill switch. What does that mean? Like, Christine is about a murderous car, like a car that kills people. If I'm Stephen King, I thought it meant like there was like a dead body in the car, and like he was riding around with it. But I'm not sure I fully understand. Fell asleep at the wheel and killed someone. What a weird fucking story. Really, really interesting ass fucking story. Especially like everything just like makes more sense. It feels like I'm reading like a little story, like some R.L. Stein shit, but like or I don't know, H.P. Lovecraft, like a little story, just like Stephen King horror type of story. It's really interesting. I think it might have a different effect listening to it twice, like because I know what I'm gonna be expecting and looking out for, like just to follow along more to the story. But like the first time listening to it, like yeah, on the first verse I was like, oh, this is pretty boring. But like by the second verse I was really onto it.
Devo, multiverse Benzino, roll back on a black Pegasus, Medusa's head in his sack, selling least twist, snaking out the bag. I come bearing gifts, back, please, K-Back, black exorcist. Player 13X had the white girl sick, shimmy ain't a function in the kitchen sink. The stage clock was 108 mics, 2 sets of fusions, I had my computers.
Simulation rebooters, new version of Gunner for Light, the voice useless. The solid stab in the back, he too Brutus. Brutus, blue boys moving, they shooting. Nothing new, Google Chrome is confusing. Welcome home to the truth, big crime proof. It's a roots, you a feeder without use, throw the deuce. Come in.
Black and white, who better to play the niggas than white men? Mexican meth in the old west, the play within the play was G. Depp as Macbeth. A shot.
Damn, that 3-man weave. I understand it. I'm not a big fan of Breezy Bruin. I just haven't heard like a big project by him, but like he pulled through here. I feel like the best bar, obviously, you know, Multiverse Benzino, but also I really like that Lucid LP is mentioning like the simulation is down and shit like that. It really gives me an idea that like they collaborated together, and it's just like really fucking dope. The stab in the back at 2 Brooders, Brutalist, Blue Boys moving, they shooting, nothing new. Google Chrome if confusing. That shit is really nice. I really fucking like that. I'm Brad Pitt, what's in the box? And an LP comes in, you lunch in the box. Oh my god, the way Woods ended his last verse is so fucking dope. Oh my god. I'm not even gonna read it. Oh shit. I will rate this. Woods LP Bruin. Damn, No, just barely though. The LP fucking, he was going like bar for bar, bro.
Amsterdam steps of a mansion, speaking Afrikaans, British accent. I want mine from back when Tebe said the wind get the ashes in the end, bruv. The gorillas of the homeless encampment. Find my way home, white man left the lamp lit.
They're in like Amsterdam. This is like a portrait of Amsterdam. No pictures, no touching the strippers. I really like that at the end. It kind of like gets really fucking chaotic, and it's like, what in the fuck is going on? And I like that he's describing like all African accents in like this land, Harlem. Fatboy Sheriff sounds fucking demonic when he comes in. Carousel brings backwards exorcism possession of the cookie jar. I like the carousel ring backwards line, but I kind of think like he fumbles it a little bit there. But like it's really cinematic. I would say like the beginning, it just takes a little while because I was really like, this is not like my shit. But yeah, like in the end, I was like, what in the fuck is going on? So it really became like it's a piece of a sonic piece.
As it came, money spent, it was all pocket change. End of the day traders make minimum wage. Pennies on the dollar once it's all said and paid. Paper chasing it hard to stay on the same page. No hard feelings to turn the phrase. Plain adapted for the stage. 1 in a million makes a killing off the curb. 999,999 in the dirt. A sign above my head to count how many patrons served. Every time the number flips, somebody get what they deserve. God is watching, but I guess he got a lot of cheeks to turn. The shirt, it ain't ever over, cause the fat lady forgot the word. Rain or sleet or famine and disease, I'm in it. Feeling like $1 million all 20. And all I got is time, and I heard that this shit's money. So top of they heads, if you want it on the arm, I charge an arm and a leg. And every other body part until there's none of them left.
Who was that? That fucking guy took over the track. It's named after someone though. This is all about like money. I really like that. I like when Wood said the day traders don't really make that much money. End of the day traders make minimum wage. It's true. Like I think it's 87% or I think it's more like 93% of day traders make less than minimum wage. So most day traders don't even make like what the fuck. They're just like it's like a side business, a hobby type of thing. It's really fucked up to think about like so all these people saying like they're making money off that shit. It's like, really, are you being the odds right now? Like it could happen, 1 out of 20, but like, are you really like doing that shit, or are you just like fucking pumping your own shit up? Might be even less. I think it was like 97% or some shit like that. Oh, that was the spot. That makes a lot of fucking sense. Where the fuck has this guy been? He came back and killed this shit. I really like that. He said every time the number flips, somebody get what they deserve. Like when it's that like 1 in a million that does make it, like that shit's dope. And then you fuck somebody else over that like deserves it, feeling like $1 million all 20s. That's a fresh ass fucking 9. Oh my god, I need that shit. Brendan's somewhere. Damn, it's crazy to say, but like I think D-Spot like took this one. It's so crazy.
Trying to pay the rent, but that's not black empowerment. That's you trying to pay the rent. Niggas got a lot of nerve, I give them that. But I don't believe a word I see through the act. I see how you try and switch up the past. Let them wear it.
Check it out. Now there's a bomb at the end of this fuse, and now we bringing it to you live. Ghetto Network News.
Land 3 wishes. It's dark, but I can see a fire distance. See parables of 3 and every other inference. Thinking that night in China.
Proto-evangelism? What the fuck does that even mean? Like right before evangelium? Proto-evangelium. What the fuck does that even mean? Life gave me lemonade, I pour in my spirit of choice. That shit's a really good line. You and inspectors upstairs. I'm trying to not make noise. I pay the rent, but that's not black man. But that's not black empowerment. I really like that too. I really like that he keeps talking about rent. This motherfucker is like the common man all the time. This whole story about the three wishes thing is really, really beautiful, and it almost makes me like it brings a tear to my eye almost. It's like really, really beautiful. Give me a Thanksgiving while we all still lived. Carmen's cornbread. I cooked the bird, carved the pig. Renell said bow our heads, and Auntie Uma winked. I listened to them talk while I'm washing dishes at the sink. My sister's drying. That night, Umi was crying so quiet. Let me hug her this time. I'm so tired. And for the last time, I paused, looking back at the road I walked. They said, come now. It's one more. Dies. I love that it starts off with like, I came to the end, at least my finish, and they said 3 wishes, 3 wishes. And then at the end, it's like, okay, it's all his family, and they're like, come on, one more dead one. It's fucking hauntingly beautiful. God damn, like this story and that other story about the car Christine, it's just like really shows his writing abilities. No one can write these fucking Kafkaesque fucking little stories, H.P. Lovecraft little stories. Like, they're really well thought out and weird, niche, beautiful, haunting. You know, it runs a gambit on all types of emotions.
It's a freedom in admitting it's not gonna get better. Washing your hands of people you know forever. I'd be a liar if I feed surprise. A goat eats where it's tethered. Treat African proverbs like Vegas flyers. I float above the peasants. Too clever by half. Halftime down 20. I'm not that good at math, but common sense I got plenty. It's fucking over. In purse, spare me the hallmark Karl Marx. I was in the Dollar Tree break room playing cards for quarters. Stop loss posters on the walls, brick and mortar. I watch the planet from orbit, remorseless.
This album is what Earl Sweatshirt wanted to make when he tried to make his last album. There's so much good shit in this. Treat African proverbs like Vegas flyers. Oh my fucking god. It's a freedom in admitting it's not gonna get better. Washing your hands of people you know forever. This fucking guy. I love this guy so much. Too clever by half. Halftime down 20. I'm not that good at math, but common sense I got plenty. I'm not concerned with generational wealth. That's its own curse. Anything you want on this cursed earth, probably better off getting it yourself. See what it's worth. That's a really interesting line. I bet a lot of people have different philosophies on this. I don't know where I stand, honestly. I think it'd be really nice to be sustained. You know, it'd be really nice to have stability. But at the same time, it's kind of like true. Like, anything you want off this cursed earth, probably better off getting it yourself. See what it's worth. Looking into mental health and stuff like that, a lot of wealthy people, not to say like whoa dumb, but you know, it doesn't necessarily help them as much if they are like mentally unwell. Money's not like really a very helpful factor. Spare me the hallmark Karl Marx. I was in the Dollar Tree break room playing cards with quarters. Stop loss posters on the wall, brick and mortar. I watched the planet from orbit, remorseless. Fucking shit, bro. I love it. It reminds me of is this performative or is this praxis? Or are we talking about practice? Are we talking about practice? I fucking know that line so much. I love this line too. Like, it just reminds me of it. Spare me the hallmark Karl Marx. It's very good wordplay, but also like it means something like very deep, you know, like these fucking slogans, what do they mean? What are you doing? Like, come on, let's do it. It's just fucking bullshit. Really awesome closing, especially with like all the topics that it's been discussing. Everything is just like remorseless. Like, I don't give a fuck. I am me. I would rather, if I could do it again, yes I would, because I figured it all out in the end. It's just really prideful of heritage, and like, fuck you, you may have money, but I have something like much deeper than that, and it's like spirit.
Here today, gone tomorrow. Sorrow, white rum in my sorrow. Something old, something new, something borrowed. Blew a stack on oysters piled like Kilimanjaro. Fire in the cane fields, generational trauma. At the museum, eyes glassy from the pain pills. Me and her in the diorama. Sugar molasses rum, sun blasted, bastard son. Some laugh, some slumped and gassed at what we've done. Sugar molasses rum.
I thought Ozymandias was a character of Watchmen. I know that obviously he based it off the Greek god or whatever the fuck too, but I thought that was more of the reference, like the wavelength, like outsmarting everybody and like planning 2 steps ahead, or like 100 steps ahead of everything. That's how I took that. I like this imagery of the end. Fire in the cane fields, generational trauma. At the museum, eyes glassy from the pain pills. Me and her in the diorama. He's himself in the artifacts that are left behind, or like they themselves are the artifacts, or like while visiting the museum. It's like a really beautiful imagery. Is one of my favorite projects of the year, definitely. Woods is really blowing up right now, which is awesome. All fucking power to the dude and shit like that. But I like going into it. I heard like some crazy things. Like this is his best rapper producer project. I don't know, the one with Blockhead, also Kenny Siegel. Like check them out. Like they're really good too. And I get that this one's like a whole vibe and shit. It's like the Eastern like meditation vibe, which goes super great with like Billy Woods' whole aesthetic. I think I would give this like an 8.9. Like I still wouldn't consider it like one of my favorite Woods projects, but I still would never consider it like one of my least favorite too. Like it's really good. I love that the aesthetics remind me a lot of like History Will Abolish Me too, and all the features that really came through, especially like thinking that LP came on Billy Woods' album is super dope. I think Preservation did have like a limited like style. Like I think he held the project back a little bit, if anything, and it would have really helped to have a little bit more like variety within the mix. But I understand that it's going for like a very specific vibe and shit. I think Navy Blue would have probably gone really good on this project. I thought he was for sure going to be on here, but yeah, it's really good. I think I'd get like an 8.9. I did get a chance to listen to a bunch of projects now, like D-Day, Ramona Park, Broke My Heart, Tana Talk 4, and the Denzel Curry album. And I think this one has like the best writing out of all of them of the years still too. And even thinking about like that Earl Sweatshirt, like this is what he was going for. He wanted very specifically to do this, but he kind of like came up really short on that.
Yo, I said bunch of troglodytes, said bunch of troglodytes, bunch of troglodytes. You know what that is? You know what the fuck that is? Bunch of troglodytes, yeah. Yo, bunch of troglodytes said. I swear, king dwellers only know how to hide. Well, it's petrified time, and like I'm blind, I'm moving, played around my crimes. It's Sunny Bay, yo, and I'm useless, abusive, a nuisance, talking bullshit out of Rubik's square with no chin hair, buying wearing the taking no care. Like bear, fishing, berry, fishing, bear, let the skin go. Fresh mangoes,